I want to move this clump right here of hosta because I want to use this area in the garden to grow my tomatoes. Last year I planted the tomatoes like in the front over there, and it blocked this area. But I prefer, I think, to move these hostas here and add them to the new section, and I use this space right here to grow my tomatoes. And good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. Today is May 1st, and it is a cool May 1st. Yeah, it's 41 degrees right now here in the Boston area, and it is zone 6 here, and we are kind of experiencing a cool morning. It's around 8 o'clock in the morning, but it's a nice time to get out and to do some transplanting of my hostas to a new area. And there are hostas already planted here. They got kind of smushed from when the tree was cut down, so I want to update them and put them right here. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to move the hostas over here and put it in that section. Ground is still wet and moist, and the sun is not out fully yet to actually beat down and prevent the transplanting of the hostas from being successful. They will be successful anyway. Hostas are some really tough plants. They can endure a lot of things, trampling and all kinds of things. And I have had great success in my garden with hostas. I kind of think of my garden as a hostas garden. Well, we cut down those trees in the front, and it may, I don't know, the hostas may not do as well up there, but I'm going to still plant them in that area, and eventually I know some form of tree or some shade will come to them, so they'll look good at least in the spring when the springtime comes, and then summer I'll deal with that with the hostas, and maybe cut them back and let them grow back again for the fall. But anyway, let's get busy in planting for May 1st, May Day, yes. Celebrate the Festival of Flora. That's what they call it anyway. And I'm excited to get started. So come with me as we dig and transplant and have a good time in Catherine's Garden. Good morning, and welcome to Catherine's Garden and Home. Well, it rained last night, and the ground is wet, so it is a great time to transplant different perennials because the ground is wet. And look at my pansies. They have been doing so well this year here on top of the deck. And my little greenhouse is doing fantastic too. I'm not going to take the plants out just yet, but they have really been working well there. And this corner has become my little shed in a sense. This deck has become my planting and staging area, getting myself ready with seedlings and planting of different things. And I finally cleaned out this container, and I'm just thinking about, well, what should I put in it? But in the moment, at this moment, I have the 2 owls gracing this planter. And let's take a look at the seeds. Here I have my dinosaur kale, and in the other container here are the marigolds coming up, and the Japanese maple seems to be doing very well. And the garden is just looking really nice for the first day of May. May 1st. May 1st. This day is considered to be called May Day. I believe in many countries they celebrate this day, May 1st. But I am going to get into the garden, and I'm going to dig up some of those hostas here, which are really coming up nicely in the garden. And I am going to transplant them into the new section of the garden in the front. Yesterday, it was horrible. The wind was at 28 miles per hour and just blowing my little tulips. Oh my goodness. Back and forth. That's why they don't look so great, and they're kind of opening up like that. But it's May Day. First day of May. And I'm gonna celebrate my garden. So come with me as we do some planting in the garden for May 1st. Catherine's garden. Well, my garden is looking pretty good, and things are kind of calm right now. So this is really a great time to come out and dig up any of the perennials and transplant them to different parts of the garden. So you can see my garden is very much a hosta garden because it has been in shade for a long time. When I first got here, it was full of shade. And so hostas grew. There were hostas already planted, and we were able to cut and divide them. It's amazing how they've just spread, and they really love this environment, this garden. And everything comes alive in my garden when the hostas come up. And I've been able to obtain different types of hostas, and each time they've just expanded, and I've just expanded them. Like, for example, I really love this hosta here. Now, to tell you what the name of it is, I cannot, but it is so beautiful when it comes up. And then I have some over here. Now, these are going to be huge. Those are my Sir Francis Williams hostas that are coming up, and they're all in here. The bigger the hosta is, the longer it takes to come up out of the ground, I find. But they do add beauty. I love this variegated hosta, and some people call it plantanea. Well, they do add a sophistication, I think, and I do try, and I am trying to add more and more hostas to the garden. Well, I want to move this clump right here of hosta because I want to use this area in the garden to grow my tomatoes. Last year I planted the tomatoes like in the front over there, and it blocked this area. But I prefer, I think, to move these hostas here and add them to the new section, and I use this space right here to grow my tomatoes in my garden. So that is what I am going to do. So let's take a look at that new area here and where I want to place the hostas. Well, this is the new area, and earlier I planted in my hibiscus and some other perennials here, and they seem to be doing very, very well. They are in there, and there are hostas already planted here. They got kind of smushed from when the tree was cut down, so I want to update them and put them right here. So that is what we're going to do. We're going to move the hostas from over here and put it in that section. So let's get busy. If I had thought about it earlier, before the hosta got so high, it would have been easy to transplant them, but still it doesn't matter. They'll do fine. I started to dig up some of the hostas here for my son a couple of days back, and it was very easy to do so. So this little piece is easy to pick up because it's just one little lone piece here. So that's one. The other one looks like it's going to be a little bit of a struggle. But let me start with this one. That will help me gain some confidence in getting this planted as I carry it up here. So, drop it right there. Number one. So let's go on back here and tackle the rest of them. As you can see, I was really able to get underneath it here. So as you dig down, and then you want to get as much as the root as possible. The best thing is to just dig around it. Now doing this one-handedly is not going to work. So what I'm going to do is put this hammer down and really get with it. So really working it here, and you can see the roots, and you can see it separating all around as I continue to just pry it. As I continue to just pry it loose here. I'm trying not to really damage the roots or the planting, but I know I'm going to have to end up dividing it a little bit. It's starting to rain, which they didn't say rain was in the forecast. Let me see if I can put this down for a little bit so you can see this. So it's going to take a little bit more effort. I think I'm going to have to divide it up a bit, and that will help it. So I was able to divide this piece, and this is a good clump right here. I could actually divide it again right in here, and I'll have two good clumps of hosta. And yeah, that came out pretty good. So, oops. What I'm going to do is take the shovel and divide it right in here. Actually, I'll turn it this way. Like that. And just divide it right in the middle. This is an excellent shovel for this kind of work. So now I have two beautiful clumps. One and two. Now some of the leaves have gotten a little beat up, but that's okay. And I have more to go here. So I've already started to divide in here. Just put my weight on it. You can see it coming up. So this is a nice good clump also. So I was able to dig it out, and there are still different sections here. Ooh, look, there's a paintbrush. That's probably what was making it difficult. But I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a couple of really big clumps here. And I'm going to start to move them over. So that wasn't so bad. Look at that. That's it. So this is a space that was created by removing that hosta. And as I said, I'm going to put the tomatoes here and this side. And I may just lift this one too. Maybe not. I think I'll leave that one. We'll see as it goes along, as time goes on. But yeah, so this is a good space for me to plant my tomatoes. Right here is the hibiscus that I put in the pot. And it might be pretty to actually plant this hibiscus here in the garden next to the tomatoes and the beautiful peach tree here. This peach tree has yellow plums. Actually, it's a plum tree, not a peach tree. I don't know why I'm calling it a peach tree. It's my plum tree. Yes. I don't know if it's going to have any plums this year, but it had plums last year. My yellow egg dwarf plum tree. So I'm thinking that if I plant the hibiscus here maybe, then have my tomatoes there. I have bee balm, and I also have lilies. I have lilies right there too. So it should be interesting. Well, while I'm working, the sun has come up and come out, and the garden is just looking so beautiful in this sunlight. So it is important to water in any transplant that you put in. It's important to water it in. So I'm going to just give them a little dose of water here. Just to make sure that there are no empty pockets. The ground is moist, so that is a plus. So they're all watered in, and I think it came out pretty good. Well, if you liked this video, then like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below how things going on in your garden. I hope all is well with you for this first day of May, and it is the celebration of flora. Many festivals are happening around the world as people celebrate spring and flowers. And we said April showers bring May flowers. Well, April there has been some showers, and definitely in my garden we can see the flowers popping up. So let us celebrate today and continue to work in our garden. Remember, we want to grow together in Catherine's garden and home. Yeah, so see you next time right here in Catherine's garden and home. Have a great day. Bye. Grow, grow, grow together. Come on, let's grow, grow, grow together. Grow, grow, grow together. Catherine's garden and home. Bye.
For more videos, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time right here in Catherine's Garden. Bye.